gone too far. I just went to see Harry Potter and the Cursed Child, the live stage production of Harry Potter, Potter, Potter. Well, psh, that's my Harry Potter tattoo. I'm in fact a Potterhead. Hermione Granger. The small British child with brown hair was played by a woman, a black woman with an afro, for no reason.
Do y'all not see how embarrassing you look when you get upset over black actors playing fictional characters?
I wanted to pause that right there. I just wanted to show that little clip, and I will put the TikToker's name in there where I got this video. She said this woke shit needs to stop because a black woman with an afro played a character from Harry Potter, the live edition or something. I cannot speak to this much because I haven't watched Harry Potter. I did not get into it when everyone was into it. I have never read the books. I've never seen the movies. Don't light me up, but yeah, eventually I will see it. I do want to see I want to see the movies, but I will take a look at them. But this is Nicole Arbour. I'm familiar with this bitch. She's been on YouTube for a while. What I guess is that she fancies herself a comedian. Nothing about her is funny. Nothing she does or says is funny. I have never laughed at anything that she has said. I don't get it. I don't get why she has a following. I mean, she was on YouTube, so she has a YouTube channel. I guess she started posting on the YouTube channel because I did go over there and take a look. She hadn't posted for a while, but I guess she's over here on TikTok, right? Acting a damn fool. But she did a Dear Fat People, Dear Black People. Then when people were outraged about that, she did a Dear White People. And she says a lot of problematic shit. See, she'll do all the dumb stuff that nobody's really interested in. And then she'll throw black people in there or something in there to stir up some BS just to get her name out there. Whenever it's slow, whenever her mediocre trash version of comedy or doing skits or whatever the hell she does, I do not know why she's even a thing. That's the point. I don't get it. I don't get the following. The only thing that I can take from this is that her following is of her demographic and they look like her, if you know what I mean. But yeah, she basically is saying that the reason why the black woman with the afro was cast, even though J.K. Rowling has no issue with it, and from what I've heard on different videos, people have said the race of the characters is never mentioned. There's nothing about race in it. I mean, to me, it looked like a Caucasian fest, the movies. But like I said, I haven't watched them. If the writer of the book doesn't have an issue with it, then it begs to say, what's her issue? We know what her issue is. They go ape shit every time a black person plays someone who is not historically black. They feel like black people should not be in movies, should not be in anything unless it's historical, like the negative stereotypes of thugs and gangsters. Anything negative, you can't. Black people cannot be husband and wives. They can't have families. They can't do comedy. They can't be lighthearted. They can't be in the middle of a fictional book with fictional characters who are not real. The last time I did a video on Halle Bailey, she played the Little Mermaid because she has an amazing freaking voice and she's a beautiful girl. Of course she can play the Little Mermaid. Mermaids aren't real. These characters in this book is not real. Anyone should be able to see themselves within the characters. And this is kind of why, even with reading and movies and even going into makeup, because that's something that I'm familiar with. Companies will say that black women or black people do not buy makeup the way non-black people buy makeup. That's because they never had our shades. Like I said, in the past decade or so, people have been catering to black women, so you see black women buying more, and then everybody wanted to jump on the bandwagon, especially with Fenty Beauty, right? Not saying that Fenty was the first, having deeper, darker shades, they weren't doing it. So why the hell would I spend my money if you don't have anything for me? It's the same thing with these movies. I mean, you saw the turnout for Black Panther, and there's plenty of movies that are headed by a black lead. Tenet, I bought that movie. Love that movie. The Equalizer, love those movies. And they pretend like black people can't act unless it's a stereotype. And this is why you don't get our money. This is why we don't patronize you like that. You don't want to be inclusive. I am 100% on board with black people holding back their coins. I'm not familiar with Harry Potter, but I believe everyone when they say that the characters had no race. And even I know, not even reading the book, these are fictional characters. Anyone can play a fictional character. Anyone can be this person. The only people who have a fucking problem when someone who doesn't look like them is playing someone is these type of people. These type of people with this mindset. And like I said, she tries to cover it up as comedy, but no, this is how she is. She's been a bitch since she's been on YouTube. She's continuing to be one on TikTok. One series that I'm familiar with is Twilight, that I did watch and I did like it. I didn't know anything about the books. I didn't know anything about everything that was going on with that franchise. I ended up stumbling up on the movie, the second movie. 3 were out by then. But I saw that one. I liked it. It ended. I didn't know if there was going to be another because it seems like it was going to be more. So I looked it up. Okay, the third one was out. I was going to watch the third one. One thing in there, it was one black character and one Asian character, and everybody else was pale. And people tried to sit up there and say, oh, it's about vampires, as if black people could not play a vampire. There was this talk about Laurent, that they were disappointed that he was supposed to have olive skin and wavy black hair, and who was this black guy with the dread. I remember that happening. On the Native American side with Taylor Lautner, I don't know if he lied. I don't know if they suspected him because his skin, I don't know if it was dark or a tan. People said it was a tan after. I don't know what went on with that, but seems like a nice kid, but he's Caucasian as a Native American. People were not as up in arms about that as they were about the Laurent character. So that's something that I could speak to. And when I eventually read the books, which was years after the movies had come out and people, it had died down a bit, I could not stomach those books. There was a lot of offensive stuff in those books. I could not relate to the temperament and the mentality of some of the characters, especially the Bella character. Drove me insane. It could be that it was because it's made for young teens, but honestly, it was very juvenile. It was very annoying. There was an offensive part in the book. They were talking about this Native American girl's look, and it wasn't a classic beautiful looks, and why the person who, I guess, mated with her did. And I found that very offensive. And also the whole just having to hear pale and beautiful, he's so beautiful, he's so pale, he's so white, that ruined the experience for me. This is another reason why black people who may be interested in something may shy away because of that. Because in some books that I have read, it's the whole pale skin, white, thin, beautiful, blonde hair, blue eyes, and it's repeated throughout the book. So then, why would I want to continue to read this book? Why would I want to explore anything with this author? Why would I want to continue to give my coins just to not be represented in anything? That is the dumbest notion I have ever seen, is somebody excluding people when to include people means you are going to do bigger and better business. It's dumb, but I do know that power and this whole racial thing is much more higher than money. That is something that I wanted to share only because I'm not really familiar with the Harry Potter movies and the Harry Potter books, and I'm not familiar with that, but I do believe what people are saying. But I did want to give a story on a franchise that I did know about and that did irritate me within those books, letting you know that this is a pool of whiteness and you're excluded. I'll go ahead and leave it right here. Let me know what you think. Are you familiar with Nicole Arbour? I am. She's not funny. She's stale. Somebody needs to cancel her, not even for what she has said, for the fact that she is not fucking funny and she really believes it. And the other people who subscribe to her and think she's funny, they need to be canceled too. But I'll go ahead and leave it right here. Let me know what you think, and I'll see you in the next one.